Hello everyone and welcome on the Papier de Rêve channel. I'm Ursula and today I will be playing a little bit with all my new supplies I've acquired this past week. I know at the moment I'm just in the mood for experimenting with new supplies and trying something new, and I'm not looking after the perfect painting or new theme or anything to paint really. I just want to play with colors and supplies, so that's why I'm doing for this week, and I hope you like it. So today I'm experimenting with acrylic ink and granulating medium because I love all the granulating I can get from watercolor, but I think that if I can make it a little bit stronger with granulating medium, it will be even better. And I've chosen to work also with acrylic ink just because I wanted to try it for a long time, and I think it was a perfect moment to experiment with that today in this video. And I also want to see if acrylic ink will have an effect with the granulating medium I'm using. So it's a double experimentation if you want. I'm not trying to paint anything at all for this experimentation because I know that it's better to go a little bit abstract when you experiment with new supplies because it helps you to see what the medium is all about if you are not focused on the thing you are painting and make it realistic. So right now I'm dropping some droplets of ink, that's a violet color that you see, and on top of that I'm also putting a little bit of droplets of granulating medium. And I just observe what happened on my paper, and I will put even more ink and also even more granulating medium to see how it reacts together. And I will have to make a little bit more experiments to see if there is the right time to put the granulating medium on top of the paper, because I think that it's all about timing for those kind of thing. But you can already see that there is some granulating appearing on the paper, and it's very interesting how the ink flow in the watercolor, and it does not mix completely with watercolor, but there is really a beautiful effect of feathering edges from the ink into the watercolor. And for applying the granulating medium, I'm using the back of my brush, but also the brush itself. And I try to make a lot of droplets on the paper and not touch the paper with my brush, just because I do not want pigment to go back in the bottle. But I think I want to try this granulating medium in a spray bottle also, because I think it will be a bit better to put a lot of medium in a large area with a spray bottle. And in this painting I'm also trying a new product from Schmincke. It's an opaque white from his range of Aqua Drop, and it's a really beautiful white, very very opaque as you see, and it makes the perfect texture with white feathering into the color, and I'm loving it. It was all what I was looking in that kind of white. It's a little bit goopy, not as liquidy as I thought it will be, but it flows very well in the paper, and I'm really happy to try this one, and I think you will see it a little bit more in my painting in the future. And I'm spreading a little bit this white with my brush to help it move into the paper. And I'm letting this layer totally dry, and I will talk you through the supplies I've used. For the brushes, I'm using an Escoda aquario number 18 and a Raphaël Kaerell number 12, And for the colors, I'm using Ultramarine blue, Azure Cobalt, Yellow Ochre, Rose Madder Lake, Burnt Sienna, and an acrylic int muted grey, the opaque white watercolor ink, and a medium, a granulating medium. And my paper is from Arches in Rough. I was a little bit surprised when I saw my paper after it dried totally from the first layer, because acrylic ink have the reputation to dry a little bit stronger or darker than watercolor, because watercolor is known to dry quite light. So I was a little bit surprised when I see my paper and all the color was quite faded, even the acrylic ink. But that's okay. In the second layer I will focus myself on adding those color back in my paper and have this contrast a little bit stronger, so that the white will stood up a little bit more than it is right now. And adding just a tiny bit of detail so that you can understand my image, but it's quite an abstract one for this one. Maybe from this distance you cannot see all the granulation that has occurred on my paper, but I can assure you that there is a lot of them, and I do like a lot this texture, and I'm also really in love with this opaque white because it creates a really lovely texture too. And you can see also that the acrylic ink has fissured in the watercolor, but not as it has not merged totally with watercolor, and you can see all the fissuring edges detailing really a lot of this painting, and I do like it also a lot. I'm using two different brushes for this painting. For the watercolor part, I'm using my Escoda aquario, which is in natural hair, because I think it's the best brushes you can have for watercolor. It's just my opinion. But for the granulating medium and the acrylic ink, I really prefer to use a synthetic brush, just because I do not know how this medium will interact with natural hair, and I do not want to damage my brushes. So as acrylic can be hard to remove from brushes, I prefer to use synthetic brush, and I have no idea really what's in the granulating medium. There is no ingredient list on the bottle, so just to be sure and safe, I'm using synthetic brushes for this one. I'm really happy with this painting, just because the experimentation went very well. I've learned a lot of things, and I think I will like all the combination of products I've used for today's video. I cannot wait to use them also on hot press paper, which is a very smooth paper. Especially with the granulating medium, I want to see how it will react with hot press paper and how it will work, because there is no rough surface to activate the granulation. So I cannot wait for that. And this video is now ending. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like it. If you want more information about this painting, you can check the blog post in relation with this painting. The link is in the description box just below. And please tell me what you think in the comments. See you soon.